What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dice House from the DCUO commentary. I'm bringing this video here today to give you like a few guides all in one here. This is kind of like a four-shot thing here for me with this video here. This was our recent attempt at, and yeah, I know I'm really late to the party. I understand that, but you know I hadn't gotten the EO feat yet, the Epic Odyssey feat yet, and after Rage came out, and we'd gotten some other gear and all that. We just didn't want to, like keep banging our heads against the wall and everything, keep trying it. Plus, I'm not really, I kind of got burned out on Wave, resetting it all the freaking time, and it was just to the point where, I'll get it when I get it. And we decided, let's go ahead and let's give it a shot tonight. This was actually from a few nights ago. This was like a couple days, I think, after the DLC released. That I'd had a chance to test out Rage and get better with the DPS and the tank powers on that. And I know I've already done a DPS range PvE guide, which you guys see my loadout right there. I'll go over that again real quick though with you guys right here. I'm using Channeled Hate with Plasma Wretch, Bloodlust, Dreadful Blast, Eviscerating Chain, and Infuriated. The Plasma Wretch obviously is to put the Plasma Burn PI on there. We were running with another Rage DPS in the group, and we figured out that if he puts out the pool, I put out Plasma Wretch and all that, we're not canceling each other's PIs out, so we kind of stuck with that for the little workaround there, helping so we could both participate in this and everything. Bloodlust, obviously, you want to run with Bloodlust and you keep it up as often as you can. That is a group buff. It's for you and 3 other players. So you get a precision and crit chance buff. Dreadful Blast, that's your go-to DPS power. Like I said before, you want to combo that into Dreadful Explosion, all that. You get lots of might, and the Dreadful Explosion will give you a huge precision burst. So, and then of course you have Eviscerating Chain, which is your 35%er. That will help you, once they're down to 35%, do a lot more damage that way too. You can also combo that into Eviscerate and do a lot of precision damage to your target. However, you need to be in close to mid-range for that. Sorry about the video hiccuping right there. I had some issues getting this thing on my editor. Anyways, and Infuriated, that is another group buff. It's a 50% supercharge. It's for you and up to 3 players. It'll give you guys a crit chance plus a damage crit buff. Plus, it provides a small heals for for a portion of the damage that you're doing when you're activating it. Now, I know I've said, so I've got a 4 for her right here. Okay, well, this, obviously, spoilers, okay. This is my Epic Odyssey feat run here. Me and a couple guys in here, we hadn't gotten it yet. But also I want to show you guys here. Now, I've got it sped up here, and it's for a reason, because this fight drags on for a little while. This isn't the smoothest of Epic Odyssey runs. I'm not going to lie. But however, it is one that showcases a couple of things. One, it showcases, that it is doable if you lose a player or two. Also, I'm doing it here. Poor Master Splinter got stuck over there next to that node, man. He got dropped a couple of times. I think his gear went red on him. Eventually in this, I don't know. It may have been another run, another attempt we did. But you guys saw it and all that. You get the oppressor out there and all that. You want to keep him off to the side, warrior and everything. Obviously, you want the tank's going to keep him over there. And the tank we've gotten here, I know you guys are wondering, why aren't you tanking it, SP? Because the tank we got in here, he is like our, he's probably one of the best tanks in the league we got right now. He's really good. And me personally, I've been tanking. I've tanked a lot over the past 3 years. And I don't have a problem whatsoever giving the tank spot to somebody else that wants to tank something. Not because I don't feel that I can, because I feel that I could. But it's just if somebody else wants to tank it, I'll DPS. I ain't got no problem with that. I make sure that I keep my gear up for both roles while I'm doing it. And I thought I was gonna get away from it, but I didn't. So yeah, burn the warrior down on that. We were a little bit slow on the burn there, so the other boss ended up coming out. But we got him down real fast right there. Sentry, obviously, Sentry is the most pain in the ass boss out of all of them. A lot of people think Warrior is because nobody really pays attention to the ball that he shoots out there. That Sentry, obviously, though, I mean, just random jumps everywhere. Sometimes we think that supply drops work as bait for him, from what we've seen. But, yeah, he definitely, yes, you got to be aware of, whenever he jumps out. Having your camera zoomed out all the way is definitely, I mean, he's actually easier, I think, though, to fight out here than he is in the tunnel, because in the tunnel and all that, the tunnel's a lot more enclosed space right there. But yeah, so, see random jumps and all that. If you don't get away in time, you get caught in that, and it's just pain in the ass for everybody there. But pickups are definitely an important thing to do when you're trying for the Epic Odyssey feat. You definitely, because people are going to die. I mean, there's no really getting around it. People are going to die. So you definitely want to make sure that you're getting the pickups done and all that. And here we have another hiccup and all that. I had to do some like major tricks to get this video up. I apologize for these hiccups and everything in the video, but I wanted to bring this video you guys to you because, okay, where we are, we're talking about the Epic Odyssey and, talking about some Rage DPS and again, showing it off. But also, wanted to show some other things too. We had our tank and all that right there. He went down. We couldn't get him back up. So you know what? Threw my tank pants back on. This is to demonstrate how awesome Armories are for the game right now. And how it makes, even like really, sloppy, somewhat, not imperfect, attempts at feats like this or boss fights in general, how it makes them very possible for groups now to deal with any, member losses. Like, our tank is out and all that. We needed a tank, so I switched to tank. Because okay, we got we had 3 of the 4 side bosses down, and we're on the last boss, and the tyrant left. There was no way we were giving up on it just because the tank went down. So we stayed in there, and all that. I switched to tank and all that. The healer had gotten jailed, so one of the DPS he switched to heal. It unfortunately, because there is a transition time there between when you're doing the when you're switching armors and all that, it wasn't quite quick enough and all. We weren't able to save the tank, keep him alive, and you guys saw right there we weren't able to pick him up. So I went in tanking and all that, making sure that I kept the ads off of everybody. When the healer came out, the original healer came out from from being in jail. They switched over to the DPS, so keep the burn going on, because I think we went down a troller and 2 DPSs in the middle of this. So we had to make sure that we kept the burn going on. And then, being the pain in the ass that the tyrant is, we ended up going through like 3 freaking pillar phases in the middle of all this. And oh my god, I could have screamed. I was getting so annoyed. But, yeah, the armories, I know people, got, issues with, maybe, what the cost of them are, especially individual costs of them and everything. But seriously, and another hiccup in the video. Seriously though, Armories are worth it. And since, here I am tanking right now, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about what my tank loadout is. So obviously you see right there from left to right in my loadout bar, I'm using Without Mercy. Without Mercy is a AoE pull, does the damage and all, it does a little bit of a heals. Works similar to Backdraft and Epicenter. Backdraft obviously for fire, Epicenter for earth. It's really good for keeping ads and bosses nearby you grouped in there, although it is only a mid to close range power though, so you have to rely on other powers to pull ads closer to you, which I'll get to that in a minute. The next power I have right here is Severe Punishment. Severe Punishment activates your rage and all that, so while this is activated, you are healing back for whatever damage you end up taking. So if you get hit for 5,000, you're going to heal for 5,000. So it keeps your heals going up there. And keep in mind too, with rage, every time, the more you use your power, depending on how many ads are around you, you will be buffing your health up every time you do that. So your health gets bigger and bigger as you use powers and everything. But you don't want to spam them, okay? Because tanks have the smallest power pool in the game. right now, at least in PvE. They have the smallest power pool in the game, so you want to make sure you want to make sure you don't spam the powers and all that, but keep using them. You know, keep a nice little steady rotation going right there. But severe punishment, on top of being the rage activator and all that to make you to where you're healing back whatever damage you take in, it does add a plus 10% control resistance to you and plus 10% health buff. So you definitely want to make sure this is the one that you use for when you're tanking. It's awesome. As far as the third power right there you see from the left, right now I'm using Ragebringer. Now there is a broken mechanic in the game right now currently with tanks that is you have to use a weapon attack in order to get aggro before you use a weapon attack and then a power to make sure that you have aggro. You're registering on a hate list. Okay, they're going to work on fixing that. So Ragebringer does not do hold aggro or get aggro for you, but it does pull ads from a long distance, similar to Inescapable Storm towards you. So definitely want to make sure you use that for situations like in here when bosses or your ads are spawned, on the far side of the map and everything, pulling in close to you. Now, for other boss fights like in A and B, going against Sinestro and Hank, I would swap out Ragebringer for Rage Blast. Rage Blast is a single taunt power for Rage. And it will bring the bosses in close to you without pulling in the manhunters and stuff like that. So you want to take a look at that. Ire is a great breakout power and everything. Does a small heal and all that. But if you get knocked down on your butt and all you need to get back up real fast, you want to use Ire. Dreadful Blast. Dreadful Blast is my Rage Crash cancel power that I use. It's a quick one shot and everything. Don't use the combo and all that. I know you're going to be tempted to, but if you use the combo and say, the boss is blocking all that, you're going to get stunned. And you may end up taking all that damage that you were trying to avoid by canceling the Rage Crash. And for the supercharge right there, I'm using Vindictive. Vindictive is a tricky supercharge you have to be careful with, but it's awesome for situations to where you cannot get up to cancel out your rage. It's a 7.5% per second supercharge. All right, it heals damage you take in, and it also gives you Rage Crash immunity. The thing is, though, if you don't deactivate it, you will keep burning that supercharge up. So you want to make sure that you do that. All right. So basically what I do is I'll go in, I'll lunge in, I'll hit severe punishment, lunge in, do an AoE, and then I'll just keep the rotation going there to make sure that I cancel out that Rage Crash. Anyways, that's it, folks. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you guys are using something different with your rage tanking and everything like that. I'm interested to hear your opinions. But like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked the video, please do so by giving it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Until next time, y'all take care. Bye.